for our main event of the evening. The problem child, Jake Paul. Nathan Diaz. Let's.
It just went down in Dallas, and no one saw it going this way. Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. might have sounded like a gimmick when it was first announced, but what happened inside that ring? That wasn't a joke. That was domination. That was Jake Paul putting the doubters on notice. Again.
The wait is over. It's ready for war. Live from Dallas, Texas, it's go time!
Because after a couple of close rounds, Jake took over. And by the final bell, Chavez Jr. looked like he'd aged 5 years in one night. And Jake? He didn't waste a single second. The minute the fight ended, mic in hand, he sent a chilling message to Gervonta "Tank Davis. It's official now. That fight is happening."
He did say in the post-fight press conference, I had someone that I was going to call out. And then someone asked him, Shakur, and he said, no, someone who came into my locker room. But all the sleuths don't know who came into his locker room.
Some people do.
There's only one name that people are bringing up.
Don't you dare.
There's only one.
Don't you
I'm
dare.
not the
I
one.
ain't got time for this.
There's only one name that people are bringing up.
I don't have time
and
for
you
this.
know who it is.
I do know who it is. I'm not having Jake Paul.
El Gallo. El Gallo de Dorado. El Gallo, is this...
You know what I will say?
Yeah.
If I'm Jake Paul and...
Jake Paul cruiserweight.
Yeah, against Gervonta 150.
Okay, yeah,
150,
sure.
eating a bit.
Yeah.
If I'm Jake Paul and the Jake Paul-Canelo fight was taken from me like that, the only way to go bigger is Gervonta Jake Paul.
Let's break down the fight real quick. The first 2 rounds were chess, classic Chavez-style pacing. Jake wasn't charging in wild, and Chavez was testing him with counters and low-body jabs. And let's be honest, Julio's jab, still sharp, still annoying. But it didn't take long for the younger, hungrier, and way more conditioned fighter to start finding his rhythm.
The wait is over. It's ready for war. Live from Dallas, Texas, it's go time!
Jake showed patience, measured aggression, head movement that didn't exist in his first couple of fights. He was eating shots and smiling. This wasn't the Disney kid anymore. This was a full-grown, confident fighter standing toe-to-toe with the son of a legend.
People don't realize I'm a real killer. I really fucking do this shit. YouTube this, YouTube that, Disney that. This shit is not a joke. I'm knocking out the best of the best, beating all of these people time in and time again. And it's about time that you old heads and all these fucking boxers who think they know about the sport put some respect on my name.
Yeah, but you're not going to get... Look, you're going to make a ton of money. Listen, I think as a businessman, you are brilliant, right? I give you full credit for that. When you took on Mike Tyson as a business enterprise, there's no argument. You absolutely crushed the numbers, crushed the money and everything else. But the idea that you can say on the one hand, I'm a killer, I get in the ring with the best people, and you get in the ring with a guy who's 50, he's literally nearly as old as me.
I'm not talking about Mike Tyson. I'm talking about Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, champions in their sport, Golden Gloves champions, Ryan Borland, Andre.
By round 3, Jake started cooking. You could see it in Chavez's footwork, slower, stiff, off rhythm. Jake kept targeting the body with mean left hooks and uppercuts inside the clinch. Chavez tried to bully him against the ropes, but Jake stayed composed. By round 5, Jake was stalking him, and that's exactly what happened. From rounds 4 to 8, Chavez was surviving. Jake was thriving. Just look at how content his brother Logan was after the fight.
What's he about to fight? That's a war. Just like expected.
By the time they got to the 10th, Jake was walking him down. He landed a nasty right hand off a feint that snapped Chavez's head back. The judges had no choice. Unanimous decision. Jake Paul defeats Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I'm just happy with this win, man. I never expected to be here, and this just goes to show that if you're a kid watching at home, you can accomplish anything with hard work and dedication, I swear. If I could do it, I promise you, you could do it. Start now, dedicate yourself, don't take no for an answer, and self-belief is the #1 tool. Believe in yourself.
And then came the real punch, the post-fight call-out. Jake grabbed the mic and said what everyone was waiting for. Tank Davis, you're next. And boom, that was it. One chapter closed, another one opened.
Now, he called out Canelo in the ring. Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
Jake versus Tank is officially the next fight lined up. And whether you like it or not, this is the craziest fight boxing's seen in years.
We know that Gervonta's going to fight Jake Paul in November, and then we'll see what happens if there's an AJ fight. Be interested to go from Gervonta Davis to Anthony Joshua, but I don't think the Chavez fight is terrible. I think it's a smart bit of business.
Because here's the twist. It's not just hype. It's real. Contracts are in motion. Venues are being locked. And after tonight, people are starting to realize this might not be as one-sided as they thought.
Tank's super skilled. Even though he's smaller than Jake.
It's like you with Mayweather. When you beat Mayweather, you were way bigger than Mayweather. That's why you won.
First person to beat him in history, and he still didn't pay me. Allegedly, in my opinion. Fuck off.
Let's start with the obvious, the weight. Jake Paul walks around close to 200 pounds. He's a cruiserweight. Tank Davis? He's a lightweight. He's never even fought above 140 in a serious setting. So we're talking about a guy giving up over 50 pounds just to make the fight happen. That's not a mismatch. That's madness.
Tank was looking past Roach, and he wanted that Jake Paul fight, which I think Jake Paul would have beaten. Jake is way too big. Tank is 5'5", 135, soaking wet. Y'all think Tank is too small for 140. He ain't beating no heavyweight. I'm not joking. I don't think he would have hurt Jake. He would have to jump up to reach. I don't think he would have hurt him. I tell you this, it would have gone the distance, and people would have been laughing their asses off, and it wouldn't have been good for Tank's brand. I tell you that. That fight would have went the distance. Soon as 5'5" Tank is looking at a 6'2", 6'3" Jake Paul, y'all would be like, hold, wait a second. And Jake Paul be on spread out paws with that arm out and stepping back. And bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But that's a cat. Fine. We'll never get to fight anyway, so we'll never know.
But Tank? He doesn't care. Because for him, this fight isn't about weight classes or belts. It's about money. Let's be honest. Tank's not chasing legacy right now. He's chasing paychecks. That's why he took this fight.
More for what Nikisha said, that he believes Tank needs Jake. Now, when we consider that, he ain't lying. Tank doesn't have another $40 million fight. I don't even think he has another $20 million fight. Who? Devin was offering him 20. He didn't take it. Devin went through what he went through. That's off the table. We got to exclude Ryan. We know he can do it with Ryan. He ain't getting $20 million plus. Certainly not 40 for Lamont.
What about Tio?
No. Yo, listen, Canelo's
Well, not 40.
Exactly.
Not $40 million.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. When we say Tank needs him, it's because Tank made $40 million with Ryan. Who else can you get up there with? It ain't Tio. Who else? Are people even going to buy the rematch, seeing what you did the first time? I won't lie. Statistically, rematches do better. But this wasn't a competitive rematch. This was a dude that blew somebody out.
But here's the danger. When you chase money over legacy, it can backfire hard, especially when the guy in front of you is a legit threat. Jake may not be a boxing purist dream, but he can box, and he can punch. Ask Tyron Woodley. Ask Nate Diaz. Ask Chavez Jr.
I want professional boxers. It's only been 3.5 years. You can only make a certain amount of fights happen. And the plan was always to fight Nate Diaz after Tommy Fury, win, lose, or draw. People think there's like this ducking of professional boxers. The next fight could potentially be a professional boxer. I'm just getting started. I'm 26 years old, and there's only so much I can do.
All it takes is one clean shot. And when you're fighting a heavyweight, that one shot can put anyone out cold. Even someone as talented as Gervonta Davis.
Skill for skill, none of these guys can mess with me. Like, nobody. Like, I feel like my skills is way better than, like, Floyd. Like, if I'm on my game. You feel? Well, yeah, I take that back. Probably hand in hand. But skill-wise, nobody on TV that's fighting right now have more skills than me. Nobody. Like, talking about top to bottom list of fighters that's fighting on TV.
Now, before y'all start comparing this to Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul, let's kill that narrative real quick. That was an exhibition. That was for show. Floyd played with Logan, let him survive to the final bell, and laughed about it afterward. called it a legal bank robbery. But Jake Paul? Different story. Jake's not trying to just survive. He's trying to knock Tank out. This isn't a play fight. This is sanctioned, contracted, real deal danger. Jake's got something to prove. Tank's got everything to lose. And here's where it gets messy. Because while everyone's hyped for Jake versus Tank, there's another name in the mix, Lamont Roach Jr.
You know, since the word has been floating around, the rematch is happening for sure. Just keep an eye out for August. There's a date floating around that might very well be that date. I can assure you guys that it's coming this summer for sure.
My man, you just made my day saying that, man. And I'm telling you, I beg to differ with regard to what took place. So let me just say you're the champ.
Thank you.
I'll leave it at that.
Yep, that rematch is scheduled to happen before the Jake Paul fight. Which makes you wonder, why is Tank spending all his energy on Jake when Roach already embarrassed him once?
So now he's trying to please the fans possibly and take this fight versus Lamont Roach in a rematch. You know, is it even worth it to please the fans who are going to love you one minute, hate you the next? They're going to love him this minute, they're going to hate him the next minute. Oh, I don't like it. He can fight Lamont Roach, and they're going to say, well, he's supposed to knock Lamont out if he does win, you know? Or if he loses to Lamont, they're going to say, oh, we knew Lamont was better. It's just always is a never-ending story in regards to boxing. You can't just please the people. What he has to do is focus on his family, because none of these people are training, you know, getting up, running in the gym, dieting, eating right. People are sitting at home eating what they want to eat, sitting in front of a computer, typing and texting, you know, and downloading videos, and then having an opinion. All of a sudden, people are, you know, experts in boxing.
Let's not forget what happened in their first fight. Tank got outboxed. He got dropped in the 9th, and the whole thing ended in a draw. But the fans, they saw it as a win for Roach. And Tank, he's never looked worse.
Oh, nice double left hook by Roach to the body and then to the head. Right there it is. Oof. And Davis just got backed up with a counter right from Roach.
That's a big moment.
Load with the left. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaning with right.
He took a knee.
He took a knee. What is he doing?
He forgot his...
Nice combination from Roach. Oh, another right hand, another right left by Roach. Nice combination. Got just over around 11 as well.
Maybe him getting cracked.
Davis fighting on even terms here in the 11th. Both of them have landed.
Has to keep doing that. Roach said the familiarity, knows his weaknesses. It's one thing to say it.
The decision is a majority draw.
Social media roasted him. Analysts tore him apart. Shakur Stevenson even came out and said Tank shouldn't even take the rematch because Roach already exposed him. Said the fight made Tank look like a shell of his former self. So now Tank's in a weird spot. He's focused on Jake Paul, a fight that's way outside his weight class, while the man who embarrassed him is waiting in the wings.
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
It's like Tank's already counting his money before he's earned his respect back.
You saying he fighting for the money. You ain't saying Mayweather the promotion trying to make the most money off of Tank possible. You saying he fighting for the money.
If he said he went in there 0 times and requested the big fights, obviously he don't really care about the big fights. He just want to get the money, in which he's doing a good job at.
I mean, maybe he just let his team, you know, come up with who they think should be next for him, and maybe that's why he hasn't gone in there. Because anytime we see him, hear him after a fight, well, got to sit down with Calvin and the team and Floyd and London, and they gonna come up with whatever's next.
And while we're on the topic, let's talk Shakur. Shakur's sitting on the sidelines, watching all of this unfold, and he's not happy. He's made it very clear. The fight he wants is Tank versus Shakur. That's the real mega fight. That's the legacy-defining match. Pound-for-pound skill versus pound-for-pound power.
Gervonta Davis, he gets annoyed even when your name is being brought up.
What have Shakur done? What have he done? I keep screaming. name, he haven't done nothing.
Why do you think he's consistently not wanting to have you in the ring?
I don't know what it is. I think he got a insecure problem. I think every time my name is mentioned, he always got a weird problem with it. But fuck him. I don't care for him. I don't really got nothing too much to say about him.
Turkey Sheikh says he wants to make that fight. Is that a fight that you could see happening here in Saudi Arabia?
Nah, hell nah. I love Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's been nothing but nice to me. But me and Tank is a fight for America. That's the fight that the American fans want. I would love that fight to be in America.
Gervonta Davis, he gets annoyed even when your name is being brought up.
What have Shakur done? What have he done? I keep screaming his name, he haven't done nothing.
Why do you think he's consistently not wanting to have you in the ring?
I don't know what it is. I think he got a insecure problem. I think every time my name is mentioned, he always got a weird problem with it. But fuck him. I don't care for him. I don't really got nothing too much to say about him.
Turkey Sheikh says he wants to make that fight. Is that a fight that you could see happening here in Saudi Arabia?
Nah, hell nah. I love Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's been nothing but nice to me. But me and Tank is a fight for America. That's the fight that the American fans want. I would love that fight to be in America.
But instead, Tank's chasing clout, chasing pay-per-view millions against a YouTuber while ducking the real smoke.
Didn't say you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove me.
Let's not forget, Jake's not stupid. He knows the risk of stepping into the ring with a fast, explosive puncher like Tank Davis.
Bro, what is this production? Oh!
But he also knows the upside. Beating Tank puts Jake in a different stratosphere. No longer a sideshow, no longer a YouTube boxer, but a legit star who just knocked out one of boxing's best. He becomes undeniable.
After Canelo, obviously, didn't materialize, was the next one Tank?
Yeah. I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back. And then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Gervonta. But man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line and things just fall through.
As you're watching, like, he was a gigantic favorite, and this is on the heels of the Canelo thing. Are you like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know, though, because I never really thought Tank was that good. It would just take the right fighter to pick him apart, to be honest. Someone who had high activity and wasn't afraid of his power. So I always saw so many holes in his game. So to me, it wasn't that surprising that someone finally gave him some good work.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195.
Oh, wow. So he would go all the way from 40 to 95?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an exhibition.
Okay. And so what does that mean? Is that 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 10 3-minute rounds.
And when you say exhibition, like, what are the restrictions on that?
No restrictions, just the fact that, like, we couldn't actually get it professionally sanctioned.
Okay. Is that still of interest to you? Like, if he wins the rematch and you beat Julio, is that of great interest to you later this year?
For sure.
And the sad part? Tank seems to be walking into it. Cocky, distracted, underestimating the guy in front of him, while the guy behind him, Roach, is still hunting for revenge.
When he fought Lamont, it was like he was there, but he wasn't like there for real. Like when you watch all the other fights, you can see like his eyes just look different. When he walked into the ring with Lamont, it was just like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, because you heard in the press conferences, he was just saying he was just real irritated. He didn't really seem like
he just felt like I think he just trained just to get by. I think he trained to just do 12 rounds. You know what I mean? The Tink that I know, the kid that you punch him in the face, he go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if I'm down on the scorecards, I'm gonna go out and go get it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it that fight, and I understand it too. When us as fighters, when you get to a certain point in life, sometimes you just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right now, Tank's career is at a crossroads. He's dealing with the fallout of the Roach draw. He's chasing a risky payday against Jake Paul, and he's ignoring the legacy fights that actually matter. Meanwhile, Jake's climbing the ladder, picking his shots, stacking wins, and putting together a resume that people can't clown anymore. This ain't a joke fight. It's not an exhibition. This is real. And if Tank's not careful, he won't just lose his undefeated record. He'll lose the respect that took a decade to build.
Tank Davis. Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had an overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in. Yeah, he fights to the level of competition.
Yes,
he was doing that a lot.
And he got to be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good fighter.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.